All right, last day of the week. It's Friday. It's August 16th. Kind of a wild week, but let's go right to the highlights and let's not screw around. A couple things. I was a little bullish coming in because it was a gap open higher, but it was a grind, right? It was just this after the open, that is, just this slow grind higher. And then something happened in here, and we talked about you have to be able to put yourself in a position that when you have an opinion, it doesn't have to remain your opinion. You don't want to look like that woman on the movie The Exorcist, where she sits up in the bed and her head is spinning and you're bullish and bearish and bullish and bearish in the same 30 seconds. But you have the right to change your mind. You just got to do it for consistent reasons. So if you're bullish all in here, good, you should be. But then all of a sudden you see a congestion box, which if you watch these highlight videos time and time again, you hear that phrase, congestion box. It's where the fight happens, where people are getting stuck long, stuck short. Not necessarily stuck long, stuck short, but they're getting long or getting short. There's a fight. Who's going to win? If it goes up, the longs win. If it goes down, the shorts win. Well, how about if it looks like it's going to go up and the longs are excited and then it goes down and they get their faces ripped off? That's called a head fake. Take a look at this. This is what happens right in here. Take a look at the right side. You go up. Looks like we're going to rally. No, we're not. Do it again. We're going up. No, we're not. We're going up. No, we're not. So right in the middle of a congestion box, it's not arbitrary. If you take this box and say that's the middle, that's the box, that's the middle, gets through the middle, it was an opportunity to get short or at least to be bearish. Take a look at what happens. It breaks. Again, real-time analysis on head fakes. And then if it doesn't work, you don't have to be stuck short all the way to 78. You'll know in more of a timely fashion. A false breakout. How does it look? Why does it work? All those things. So that's the first thing. So the market does, in a way, the same thing, not with as good of a pattern, but the same thing. Here's the congestion box. There's sell stops below there. Wham. They take them out all the way to about 68. All right. The next highlight. We're going along. All of a sudden, it's like, well, I don't know what's going. It's pretty neutral. It's got a longer time frame congestion box in here. And wham, it goes up. We're not sitting in the trading room saying, oh, why did this happen? 95%, maybe 99% of the people who trade are saying, why did this happen? Or they're saying they know why it happened a minute later. No, we knew it right in here at 72. Not that it could go all the way where it went, but that it was bullish. And then we knew what to look at. Well, what did you look at? The DAX. What's the DAX? It's the German stock index. Why would you look at the DAX? Because the story or the headline that came out was that the German government was, in a sense, making a 180-degree turn, and instead of balancing budget, they're willing to create deficits if a recession hits. Now, I don't know how bullish that is. All I know is the DAX loved it. Either that gets you long or gets you out of a short or certainly gets you bullish for the right reasons. None of this, fancy system stuff. Right in here was what the DAX did. Now, here's what's important when you're looking at, well, how much could it go? Let's look at the NASDAQ for 1 second. I don't care if you trade the ES only. You should know what the NASDAQ's doing. Take a look at the NASDAQ when it went. Now, you don't know it's going to go up in here, but what we do know and what we did talk about is look at all these swing highs in here, right? Do you think anybody's short all through here? What do you think they're going to be saying when it gets above all these swing highs? They're going to be saying a lot of swear words. They're going to look foolish, and they're going to puke it. And they're the ones that buy it all the way up to there. People who are short and uninformed, ill-informed as to why did it go up? They puke it up here, and then it comes all the way back down here. Then they get short again, and they take heat all the way up here. That's how other people trade, not us. So there was more bang for your buck above here because of all this context that you should understand in real time. So a couple really interesting and important headlines. Now, the best call today, which would have given us a Calvin Klein award. What that is, I haven't brought that up in a while, but that's the perfect call where it's like you're on a billboard modeling Calvin Klein underwear. And take a look at this. I told people, listen, when the DAX, let's go back here. When the DAX going straight up, when they start to come off, which was right in here, you don't know it's going to go all the way down here, neither do I. But we're being driven up by the DAX because of this is German news, correct? So let me drive it all the way here. I go, at some point, this is going to be a little overbought. And the fade is when the DAX comes off, not to sell the DAX, but to sell the ES. And it was around 83 even, right there. So I don't know it's going to continue down. But what I do know is this is the most aggressive pullback so far of all of this move up. So then you go to the ES, and that was 83, was sellable. And the downside to the tune of almost 10 points was the right side. But you had that probability and prediction up in here, not down here. You know, who's going to say, it's bearish now? Just broke 10 points, of course. No. Can you predict the downside? Not how many points, but the head start of a trade. The definition of a good trade is a good location. The definition of a good location is it starts to pay you. AS. AP. Have a nice weekend. Subscribe to this channel for everybody watching this. We post these on YouTube. We post them 5 days a week. Subscribe to it so they notify you.